Hello and welcome back to our shared space here on YouTube, Natural Connection with a Shaman. I am your host, Shaman Odin Grey Wolf. And tonight we are doing the 18th Goetia, Bathin. Okay? I'm putting this out a little bit early because it's my catch-up day. I have things to do tomorrow. So I get to see my family and spend time with them tomorrow. So I'm uploading this Thursday night. Now, that doesn't mean you're watching it Thursday night, but whenever you watch it, this week is going to be about Bathin. I want to get ahead of myself and tell you all the goodies before we go through the explanation. So, here we go. The actual energies I will be practicing will start working tomorrow night, Friday night, or Saturday morning. And here we go. Bathin, the 18th Goetia. This is his sigil up here in the corner. Very complicated. We'll get into why. Complex sigil work. Bathin is a mighty and strong duke. Dukes are military leaders, collectors of taxes, and provide justice. He appears as a strong man with a serpent's tail. This indicates wisdom and knowledge. He appears sitting on a pale horse, which represents power of the four elements. So he's an alchemist, and he knows the virtues of herbs and precious stones, and can transport men or women from one country to another, which tells us of using herbs and crystals to astral travel and meditation. So, as I was reading this, I forgot to mention to you, we're right in the alignment of a dimensional split here on Earth. Let's go into this. 5D consciousness is learning to seek the spirit within, look for more optimism, see beyond veils, like the veil. Bathin here, for example. If you were to see a being with a snake's tail, you would immediately think that was some kind of demented, evil type of persona, right? You would have never known that that's how an alchemist says that this person has strong wisdom and knowledge, right? This is what it's called to look beyond the veil. A veil is this. You see the symbol of a Baphomet. You see Satan worshiping and evil, right? What it really is a construction of all the zodiacs from head to toe in order. They're just metaphorical figures for alchemical processes and spiritual practices. So we're in a time of seeing beyond these illusions that are fear projecting. 5D consciousness is rising above fear. 5D consciousness is also accepting and still appreciating people stuck in 3D consciousness. It's not a society or a sororital club. It's not a hierarchy. 5D consciousness recognizes everything for its place. So the reason I mention that is we're in a split where you're seeing like the arguing and the oppositional effects of like political problems, obsession, craves to desire, the thinking that the more money and stuff you have, the happier you're going to be. Where 5D consciousness is like, instead of thinking like that, why don't we use all this garbage that we throw away all the time off of impulsive buys to build something like gardens and farms and crops and bring habitats back to life by restoring the earth with things, right? 5D consciousness is really optimistic, right? It doesn't see anything as like a negative or an evil or a positive. It sees it for what it is and how it can be turned into good use. Okay, so we're in a good time right now to really call everyone to see where they're truly aligned. No judgment. And that's what this week is going to be about. Working with Bathin is about doing meditation every day to astral travel. Let's get into why. His sigil is complex with day and night twice. Borax, vinegar, crucible, purification, distillation, patina on copper, the moon and silver, and seems to be a process of purification via distillation to manifest. And also in this sigil is a recipe for a cleaning solution made of half cup borax to 1 gallon vinegar, which indicates removing mold and mildew or healing sickness and killing germs. Basically, keeping a sterile lab space and distilling herbs to create a potion for astral travel, which can be made from many different herbs. But simplest version would be mugwort tea. That's something everybody can use this week to astral travel. It's very easy to make. Go to your local apothecary, get some mugwort, teaspoon or tablespoon in a cup of tea, honey, whatever you want to sweeten it and drink it. Meditate. Put yourself in a meditational trance. You can use things like a metronome or binaural beats, or if you would prefer to just be quiet. I suggest having a journal or some kind of audio recorder. Depending on how advanced you are with meditation and astral travel, if you use an audio recorder, you can describe what you are seeing in your meditation. Now, this means that you're going to need a very clean, quiet area to meditate and astral travel. This doesn't mean that you have to do this all day long every day, but at least once a day this week, starting Friday or Saturday until 7 days from then, do an astral travel meditation. Okay, where were we? Mugwort tea. If you don't have a lab, and repetition. Repetition in the sigil indicates repeating this astral travel meditation over and over throughout this week. I suggest you take notes on where you journeyed to, where you went, what did you discover, okay? Now, why? Why would you want to do this meditation? Well, we're in the middle of a 3D, 5D split, right? It doesn't mean that the world's gonna, all of a sudden there's gonna be two different worlds and you only exist in 5D and others only exist in 3D. This is not true. We exist simultaneously. But to help you align with your true purpose, right? You're gonna meditate on this to reach Kalayel, the God ready to fulfill. This insight will give us a higher and far-sighted view, unlike the material plane. This will enable us to instill within ourselves an impartial and balanced point of view, offering better control in your lives. Okay? So, let's say, like, if you're at war with people in 3D consciousness, you're in 3D consciousness. If you're competing to be in 5D consciousness, you're in 3D consciousness. If you believe in controlling others, you're in 3D consciousness. If you have no control of your own life, you're in 3D consciousness. you want to understand where you are so that you can get the good work. It doesn't mean that, oh my God, if you're in 3D consciousness, you're stuck there forever and like everyone else is going to evolve and leave. That's not true. It helps you align with where you need to do your work. Okay. Most people today, the world is on a spiritual evolution. It's beautiful. People are healing. I see many, many people that are evolving from the consciousness we used to be trapped in. We want to do this purely. We want to remove ourselves from biasness. This means that neither the left nor the right is right, but both of them are at some point, right? This means it's an end of discussion. We either shift our focus away from the polarity and more into in tune with union with the inner God that is the outer reflection, or we get stuck in the conflict, separation, fighting, wars. It can go on, and it really is. It's what you make of it. People say, oh, well, you just avoid that there's conflict going on in political. Yes, I do. I do. I wish them all the best, and I know that each one believes in their own way that they're right. I choose to look towards different things, like my grandchildren, like my family, like the beautiful skies, grounding in nature, having a nice home, clean. It's not huge. I don't own a mansion, but I love what I have. Appreciating life, good talks. Not, I appreciate being around people who don't slander and judge others or hate speech on others, lie, gossip, and manipulate. So it's as easy as choosing to change your elevation in consciousness. But this week, the meditation practices are going to help you align with where you are. You're going to take notes. These should be wonderful for your spiritual process, right? Like recently, the last couple of days, I've been integrating my shadow work of all of these Goetia. But obviously, I only got so far, right? Because I write a week's worth of notes. I don't just give these information to you and then just drop it and there it is. Every day I write notes, I write my dreams, I write things that happen. I keep tabs on what I am delivering here to others, shadow work, so that I can integrate those shadow things that happen in my life, in those of the lives that I see, and where I can find help. And I write solutions. That's integrating the shadow, becoming aware of our shadow traits. This is what this week is going to be all about. Only to raise yourself above biased agendas, right? Bias is like saying that the only God in the world is Jesus. Um, bias is like bias is saying that only Republicans are going to whatever. I don't know what they do. Or only Democrats are going to. Again, I don't care. Bias is any kind of rigid thinking that doesn't have any balance in it at all. It's completely one-sided. We want to evolve above that. Well, those of us who do want to evolve above that, we want to know what biases we still hold within. That's what this astral meditation is going to help you with. Okay, this way you can live a more happier, healthier life while the 3D world stays in conflict with each other. Okay, this week, colors that could help in your astral travel meditations would be green. You can burn sandalwood incense, hold copper, or if you have a copper teepee, even better. I missed the one my brother made me. It was amazing. I used to love meditating under my copper teepee. Used things that call on the planet Venus, like this ankh, copper wire wrapped around a green moldavite crystal. And then your elements would be earth, a lot of roots for food, grounding, staying calm, right? Staying present is earth's element, meaning pull yourself out of the riffraff for a week. If you really want to see where you're at in life, pull yourself away from the riffraff. Okay, this is a time of kind of going unseen digitally, being unavailable for, if you're an empath, being unavailable for people to dump on you, being unavailable for excessive distractions, and being more present in your life and in those in your immediate circle's lives, so that you can have this calm, unbiased point of view when you go into meditation. Like I said, herbs that you can use are mugwort tea. Mugwort tea helps you either lucid dream or astral travel. You can smoke belladonna leaves. No, just the leaves, right? Don't smoke the flowers. And just smoking it, it's harmless, but it does help you astral travel. You can offer thyme, the herb thyme, to a hookah coal and inhale that incense. That's a astral travel herb. You can use stones like moldavite, obsidian scry mirrors, or if you don't have an obsidian scry mirror, a black screen will do. Wearing necklaces or holding iolite or shaman stones, maki marbles. Keeping your room clean that you're going to meditate in, and having a meditation chair or a meditation pillow to sit on. Journal, audio, or metronome, or etc., etc., etc. So this is your week, and it's up to you. You know, you could do the meditations, really see where you're at, or you can stay stuck in the us versus them type of mentality. We're trying to transcend that, and the whole world is actually pulling this way. Let's transcend the us versus them, negative, positive, and see the whole. So, like I said, it's up to you. Decide to meditate this week, take a time out, and really see where you are by astral traveling. Take your notes. I'd be surprised what you see. I see all kinds of cool shit in my meditations. So that's what I got for you. Bathin, the mighty strong Duke. So I'll see you guys later. Take care.